this isn't for everyone. This is hard what we do. It's going to be hard on your body. It's going to test you. It's going to simply, I just say, you better love this. You better love the game of basketball if you're going to do this. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the hashtag Run 302 podcast. This is episode 4, still on season 1, episode 4, I.N.F.E, which just simply stands for It's Not For Everyone. Once again, I'm back with the head of school, Mr. Porter. Thanks for him taking, again, time out of his busy day.
Oh, I'm busy. Yeah.
Extremely busy.
Yeah.
So today's episode, we're just simply, we talk about it all the time with the kids. My biggest spiel whenever I, talk to a kid about coming here or, experiencing the Cross Christian Academy, playing basketball for us, whatever the case may be, my biggest thing I always kick to them is that, this isn't for everyone. This is hard what we do. It's going to be hard on your body. It's going to test you. It's going to simply, I just say, you better love this. You better love the game of basketball if you're going to do this. If you're a freshman, you're going to have to do this for 4 years, maybe even 5.
Maybe.
If you're a senior and you've already went through 4 years of high school, you got 1 more year left. You're going to have to do this for the entire year. It's not easy what we do. It's hard on me sometimes. I get out of those vans after 2.5, 3 hour rides. My knees are hurting sometimes. So
absolutely.
It's not. So I know it's hard on them if it's hard on me, and I'm not even the one that have to play that day.
No.
So what do you?
Yeah. No. I mean, it's very demanding. It's very demanding on your not only on your body, but it's also at school. It's demanding being here because you got to still get your work done. Then you've got to get on the van. We travel, and like you said last time, we don't travel 45 minutes, half hour. Sometimes it's hours. And once again, why do we do it? Because you need to get used to doing it.
Yep.
So, when you get off the bus, the van, or whatever it shall be, you need to be ready to play.
Yeah.
And that's not, as you know, as a coach, that's not easy all the time. We always said we were really a never first quarter team.
And there's a reason for that.
Absolutely. And we've learned, though, we maybe leave a little bit earlier. Maybe ask the kids to get here a little bit earlier.
Oh, yeah. Because we've learned quick through these years that when you have that big of a space, travel, you have to travel 2.5, 3 hours, that big distance. Anything that will go wrong, anything that can go wrong will go wrong.
Yeah.
So you always overcompensate. Even if I like to be there, this is going to sound crazy to people watching, but I like to be there an hour early. It allows you to get out of the van, allows you to get stretched out properly, allows you to get a drink of water.
I'm the same way. I don't like to be rushed.
Allows you to use the bathroom, allows you to chill out, allows you to get there, get your bearings together.
Sometimes the school looks at you and goes,
we're not ready yet. Why are you here?
Okay. Hey, look, do you have an outside court? We've done that before, too, outside of Doane. Get there and go. There was a court across the street there.
Yep.
It used to be. I don't know if there is now, but it used to be. Not anymore.
Well, actually, they own it now.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
okay.
Knocking that down
I remember stopping the van there, getting out, letting the kids play over there to get loose a little bit. But we do what we have to do.
Yeah. I mean, there's so much parts of this that you have to be. It's a whole different experience. And if you didn't see last week's episode, first of all, go watch that because that was a very good episode. But season 1, episode 3, Noise. We talked about it a little bit where we were like, this is good college preparation because, again, if you're not going to Duke, if you're not going to Kentucky, if you're not going to – and listen, overwhelming statistically says that you're not going to those schools.
Right.
They're not flying across country. Most of the schools you're going to go to, you're going to be on a bus, 2.5, 3 hours driving to the conference games. Or sometimes you might take a huge trip. I knew the coach at Wesley before Wesley got bought over by Dell State, and he used to take the kids out to, Portland. They trained, they practiced in the Portland Trailblazers facility, and then they played the team out there.
Right, great.
And they didn't fly.
Yeah.
They didn't fly. Yeah. They drove from Delaware to Portland. Yeah. So you can, I don't know the exact hours of that, but it was probably 17 or more.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
And like you say, you say it a lot here. It's just we're always trying to make it for you to be able to go to that next level. And we're not also talking about the athlete either. We're the school is small.
Yep, academics.
Academics are important. We were talking about it earlier in the day that, classroom sizes, mine over there on the elementary side is probably the biggest, which is 12. Everything else is smaller.
Yep.
Over on the high school side, the middle school is probably the biggest group of kids. And then we hit the high school, and you can't hide. You can't hide in the classroom. You can't hide on that. Can't hide on the court either because we got 8 of you.
For good or worse, for good or bad, you can't hide here.
Right.
If you're doing something good, you're going to be seen.
Oh,
If
yeah.
you're doing bad, you're going to be seen.
Yep.
One way or the other. There's no hiding. There's no just falling in line. There's no hiding behind the class. There's
No, and it's
none of that. And that's good, I think.
Yeah, and it's magnitude. I mean,
Yeah.
it's a higher
Magnified.
magnified. Yeah, it's a higher level. You know what we're looking at because you can't. And that's one reason it's not for everybody either.
Yeah.
You
Because
know,
you're not just a number.
No, and you can't be in the back of the room because there really is no
Nope.
back of the room.
Technically there is.
Yeah, man, but you
really
know what I'm
there's
saying.
not.
The kids, you know, it's most all my kids are in a circle around me. You know, because we can.
Yep.
It's small, and that's not.
Yeah.
Not for everybody. It's not
not.
for every student. On the athletic side, we usually have no more than 8 to 10 kids on the squad. If we have 10, it's a wow day. But usually 8 kids and 8 athletes, and you're going to play. Whether we're up by 30 or getting beat by 30, guess what?
You're playing.
You're going to play, yeah.
Yep. And, you know, I always considered it a blessing because I went from Lake Forest, who at the time had about 1,400 kids, to Doane Academy, a little prep school in New Jersey. Had when I was there, amount of time was around 225, 250, never more, never less. And that was K through 12. So high school, we were right around the 100 mark for the high school. And we were talking about 8 to 10 kids every classroom. Nothing bigger, nothing smaller, but you got that individual attention you needed. If you had a question, it got answered. If if you're doing great, you're fine. But you had
Or if you're doing great, we can try to go different, push you a little bit.
push you a little higher, give you some more stuff. Yeah, exactly. And you got that, but then you also developed relationships with the teachers. You developed relationships with your coaches. You developed a relationship with the athletic director. You develop those relationships because it's smaller, more hands-on.
Right.
And like I said, you can't hide. You're not just a number. You're a name.
Out of the kids that we've had this year on the team, how many have you been on the phone talking about? All of them, pretty much. All the guys that are leaving are seniors?
I've either had multiple text conversations one-on-one with them, or phone call conversations one-on-one with them, or if one of them gets here early, before everyone else, one-on-one conversations with them. How's this going? Have you talked to this coach? Have you done this? Have you worked on this? I mean, my room, I sit in with them. I sit in with most of the fifth-year guys. We have a lot of one-on-one interaction, and because it's so small, because it's so condensed numbers-wise, I can easily just go right into the computer, be like, hey, by the way, you're missing this still. You need to get on this, or hey, you didn't do too good on this test. This one needs to go up because again, the overlooked part that a lot of kids, you're a student athlete. You're not an athletic student. You're a student athlete. And at the end of the day, even myself, when I was younger, I'll be honest, when I was at Lake Forest as a freshman, sophomore, I didn't take it that serious. I didn't. I was like, hey, as long as I'm eligible for sports, I'm good to go.
Right.
I didn't really think past that.
Well, we know here that when they get here 9th, 10th, 11th
same
grade,
thing.
those
are the years that they messed up.
Yeah, they don't understand that GPA. What are you talking about? What's a 4? An A?
Yep.
I mean, it's like a foreign language.
Yep.
Because no one has really
explained it to them.
No.
And you got all these kids, and like I said, I can't make it any more clear than I have already. Is I'm a huge advocate for JUCO. I play JUCO basketball. There's nothing wrong with JUCO. NAIA, NCCCA, the Christian School Athletic League, all that stuff. That's all great. If you play basketball anywhere or any sport anywhere, you're blessed to continue your education and your athletic performance. But obviously, what everyone wants to do is NCAA. And, you have to have that 2-3, 2-4, depending on what level of NCAA basketball you want to play at. And there's no fudging that.
No,
you either have it or you don't have it. And if you don't, you're not playing NCAA. And if you do, you have a chance to play NCAA. Right. But how many kids have missed on that opportunity because of 1 or 2 bad years when they're young and don't understand it?
Just no one talked to them. No one sat down and said, hey, look, this whether it's freshman or senior, it's all the same. It's important.
Yep. We were in October, and I was having a talk when the new FAFSA hit, with our guys, 5th-year guys. They've been in school for 4 years already. And, the new FAFSA hit, and I said, hey, listen, you guys got to get on your FAFSA. And they looked at me like I had 4 heads.
Right.
They had no idea what that was. None. They've been in school for 4 years. Yeah. They've played basketball for 4 years. They've been coached for 4 years. And nobody had ever told them what the FAFSA was or what it was for.
Or even played other ball, other than high school ball, other things. And they still, and they may have heard of it, but they still have never experienced doing it
or how important it is.
Yeah, no.
How important it is.
And like you say, it's just conversations we can have, or we do have. It's not we do have.
Because I don't have 20 other kids to worry about. I have you 5 to 7.
And the school took that move this year to bring you in full time, be here full time, be in the classroom full time, and work with them, train with them.
Yep.
everything. I mean, you're there with them, and good.
And I think that's a good leeway into the next thing that we want to talk about is the athletic performance side of things. I mean, people believe that, obviously, when you think about condition, you think about strength training, the first thing that comes to mind is football. That's what most people's
Right.
first mind jumps to: football, lacrosse, those, physical sports. But when you talk about basketball, you have this whole senior class that's graduating across the nation, and you have 4 or 5% of those that are going to go on and play college basketball.
Right.
And if you're going to be part of that 4 or 5%, you better be doing things that the other 95% aren't doing.
You're absolutely
And that
right.
talks about strength training, understanding the importance of strength training, understanding the importance of already having a college body. When you get there, you're already ahead of the 8 ball. You're already ahead of your competition by already having that. And that goes hand in hand with our Outtrain Fitness and Performance, that our partnership we've had with them this year that we've developed, and we continue to grow. And I can't say enough about Coach Mike and Outtrain and his company he's got over there in Milton and Lewis. He's opening another one very soon in Salisbury. He sponsors our warm-ups. He does team workout for us guys. A couple of the guys came to him and asked for an independent training fit for them, what they need to get better on, and he gets it. He supplies it. He gives them nutrition advice, what they should be eating, what they shouldn't be eating, the whole 9 yards. And that's all part of being a college athlete, a high-performing athlete, is the sleep, the nutrition, and your body, working on your body every day. But
we have to calm you down a little bit, slow you down. You're getting excited here now. We're getting a little warning over
getting a
here.
little amped up.
Yeah.
We'll actually take a break on that.
Yeah,
That's
we're
actually
gonna-
a good
yeah,
segue,
yeah.
So we'll take a little break. We'll give you one of our sponsors, and we'll be right back. Welcome back to the hashtag Run302 podcast. Once again, this is Season 1, Episode 4, I.N.F.E. It's not for everyone. We were just talking right before the break about the importance of the strength training aspect that kids often overlook, especially for basketball players.
Absolutely.
And we go twice a week. We go twice a week with our great partnership we have with Outtrain Fitness and Performance. Love Coach Mike over there. We actually just had lunch last week together talking about ways we could grow our program and ways we could grow his business at the same time. So once again, I'm here with the head of school, Mr. Donald Porter, and we're just talking about why this is different, why this is something you better love if you're going to be here versus anywhere else.
Well, and I think, like you were saying, the demand and what we have to do, the traveling, all of it goes hand in hand. And when we first started, we really didn't play against 7-footers or 6'8", 6'5".
Or if you did, they probably weren't doing much.
Exactly. And then we turn around and we elevate a little bit, and then you start seeing these other schools that we're playing really working out. You can see the difference.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you could look at the court and see the difference. Yep. And we had to elevate our game a little bit, and that's what we did. And now we try to, like you say, during the season we pull back a little bit, just because we don't want them pushing the weights and everything.
Yeah, in season, especially with it being such a finesse sport, you got to be able to shoot the ball, put the ball in the hoop, all those kind of things. You don't want to be too strong, too bulky, and not be moving around. So during that, when we talked about how all of our games are 2-3 hours away, and you're in the van for that long of a period, then you have to play and then come back, and we only play 6-7 guys a night. The mobility, the mobility, the stretching, those kind of things, opening up your hips, opening up your groin, opening up your hamstrings, all that's stuff that kids don't normally do on their own.
And it all comes into play with the body. It comes in play with, everything they're doing, the whole aspect of playing the game. Yep. Like you were saying earlier, too, about being in the gym. You get in that gym, you have to shoot. The whole concept of our conversation is, is this for you?
Yep.
And is this for you? If this is what you love, you'll find out if this is what you love. Because you're going to be in that gym more than the average kids in the gym, because you've got to be, because you don't want to be average.
And that means your body's got to be operating at the peak performance
absolutely.
Stay healthy.
Oh, you can tell. You can see me. Look,
my favorite thing is the saying that I always hear all the time from a lot of coaches are availability is the best ability. And if you're hurt, you don't get scholarships on the sidelines. You don't get scholarships on the sidelines. I don't care who you are.
Yeah.
So we covered that. The other things we talked about was the small classrooms and grades. When you're here with us, we're going to hammer those grades, because it's something that overlooked. Even myself, when I was a freshman and sophomore, I overlooked it. We have an academic advisor that sits
Right.
down, makes sure, takes a look at you, see if you're going to be NCAA
Right.
eligible based on your early GPA, your core credits. You got to have 16 core credits your first 4 years, no matter what you do here.
Right.
Those core credits have to be there for the first 4 years.
Right.
Um,
But I mean, and like you were saying, it doesn't matter about the athlete or the student; they're the same. I mean, it is the student first, and then the athlete. So when we look at something that you're struggling in, like you were saying, maybe you messed up here or messed up there, we can take that and work on one-on-one a little bit and say, hey, look, if you have a problem, come talk to that teacher at lunchtime. Let's sit down and have a discussion. Let's see where we're at and try to fix this or fix that. Not that anyone else doesn't; it's that they have so many they can't. And we like that. We like being little. We like being small. We like being the bridge, the school under the bridge. And it works. Works for our athlete. They may not like it all the time. Like some of the places we go play 20-minute halves.
Yeah.
All right. So they got to go up and down. And once again, why do we do 20-minute halves? Why do we have a 30-second clock? Because when you leave us, you're going to see that. And you may not play that every night. But you're going to play it.
But at the next level, you're going to play that every night.
Absolutely.
At the next level, you're playing
Absolutely.
20 minutes halves. At
Yes,
the next
sir.
level, you got a 30-second shot. At
Yes,
the next,
sir.
And not to get off topic because this is about us. We're
Right.
talking about that. But that's another thing, right? Can we do that? Can we get a shot clock, nationwide? Because if our whole goal is to prepare kids for the next level, then we should have it should be a nationwide thing for high schools to have shot clocks. I don't care. You're not being a better coach. Your players aren't being better by just pulling out and holding the ball.
And
or
whether
whatever that
you as a coach
philosophy
like
is.
it or not, or I like it or not, it's there.
Yeah.
So it's not going nowhere,
Nope.
And we need to adjust ourselves to that. Our coaching styles, everything has to be adjusted. Our playing, the players. One of the guys that came to one of our home games one night said, "Man, you guys just run."
Yep.
Well, with a 30-second clock,
Yeah.
and I'm not trying to be out of the way, but guess what? You run.
And while we don't have a 30-second clock here yet, while we don't have one here, we've already played that 10 times. So you get used to a style of play. You get used to running up and down and not holding the ball 45 seconds of possession or reversing it 7 times and then taking a shot. You get used to that because, again, it's what you've been playing in. It's what you
and you can see it.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, the gentleman was here, came after the game, talked to me. He's like, I'm like, I definitely can see it. And we don't play it every night.
Yeah.
I mean, like you say, 10, 11 games, whatever, when we go over that line and go into that state. But once again, we also come back to the quarters and the 8 minutes and all those things. It's just it's like a buffet of basketball, man. It's like anything you want, we're going to try to get it to you because you need to see it all.
It's a lot of different experiences.
Absolutely.
And I think one of the more cooler experiences that was this year was we had a youth league this year. We had a youth basketball league, so we had an elementary basketball league, and we scheduled it on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and which coincidentally was the same days we go to Outtrain Fitness and Performance. So by the time we got back from Outtrain, it was about time for that youth league, and we had our guys, TJ, Trevor, Gage, Marvin, Cam, they all helped out the youth league. They all coached the youth teams.
They don't know who Ty is. I mean, I'm not trying to be out of the way. When he came in, it's like high-fiving.
I think that's a very unique and very cool thing to watch. Because I'm reffing it, and then I'm watching my players coach the
on the
kids.
sideline. Yeah.
They calling timeouts. Hey, do this, do a 2-3 zone, all those kind of things. And watching the little kids that go to our school interact with the high school kids. Because again, you're not hiding here. You're small. There's gonna be times when if you come here, there's gonna be times where an elementary kid comes up to you and gives you a hug. Probably.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's gonna be times
high fives every morning.
Yeah, high fives. Hey, can you dunk it for me tonight at the game? Or
can
whatever.
I let him in? Can I let him in?
Yeah.
It's like it's awesome when it's not a pun, but they look up to him because they do look up to him.
They do.
And it's something once again they're not used to seeing either.
Yep.
And we love that.
Yep.
I mean, we just love that. So
Yep, exactly. And then so the next thing I would say is it's not for everyone is we play a big time schedule, and we talked about that last week on the noise. Also, is we listed off all the D1 kids that and those were just the ones I can confirm all your D1 by my research. I wasn't going to throw out kids I think are D1. I'm confirming these kids have got D1 offers, and those were just 5 or 6 schools had 15 to 30 D1 schools interested.
Right. Well, it's just like we said last week too. I mean, get on the show last week, but that's what we do. We want you to get better. We were looking at bettering ourselves, playing better. We like to be David versus Goliath. We like to be that. We like to be that guy. Let's go. Let's try to figure this out.
Yep.
And as a coach, you may like, oh my gosh, how do I figure out playing a 7-footer? But
Absolutely.
at the end of the day, let me try to figure it out.
Absolutely.
And that kid that's been in that gym hitting that little 12-footer because he's been shooting an extra hour every night.
Yep.
Man, come on, baby, hit him tonight because you're not going to drive too much.
No.
And if we have a 30-second clock, come on.
Yep.
That's the way it works.
Yeah, absolutely. At this level, at the prep school level, every kid's got it. Every team at the prep school level has a 6'7" kid. Every team. Some of them multiple, and sometimes even bigger. We've played against a legit 7-footer 3-4 times this week. This year. We've played against 6'8", 6'9" kids. We've played against a team that had 2 6'7" kids on the wing. Weren't even bigs. They were on the wing shooting the ball. Right. Phelps, matter of fact, their 7-footer they had. Now, he played under the basket, but he shot 40% from 3. Their coach told me. He was like, he's my leading 3-point shooter, believe it or not, and he's 7 foot.
And like you and I both know, that's what you have to do, man.
Yeah.
You got to be real.
Yeah.
If you love the game, then you're going to be in the gym playing the game.
Yep.
If you're not in the gym when no one else is, I don't know where you're really going to go.
And I think that's an interesting point, too, not for nothing. But, you have – if you are a student here, if you're a player here, you have year-round gym access.
Yeah. And during the school year, grades got to be right.
Yeah,
we pump that all the time, and we don't ever want to forget that.
All those things always have to be
absolutely
there. But at the same time, if you like I said, you do all the right things. You text me. I live 10, 15 minutes away. He lives 5, 10 minutes away. You text. I say, hey, can I get some extra shots up tonight on the gun? Which we have a gun.
Right.
We paid good money for the gun.
Yeah. How late are you going to be here?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm like,
exactly.
Okay,
and most public schools, you have no chance of getting in after the season's over. Once the season's over, you better find your own thing.
We want you here.
Yeah, we want you here more and more. We want you. We want you. Use the word live loosely, but we want you living in the gym because the people we're playing are living in the gym.
Absolutely.
A lot of the 5 or 6 of the schools were boarding schools where their kids live.
Yeah, they were
year round.
Yeah, they were.
Guess what they're doing? Year round.
Right.
They're working on their game.
Yeah, every night they have that opportunity, and we want them to have the same opportunity.
Yep.
It's just like we've always said. In order to get better, you got to get better. You got to get in there and do it. No one's going to give you nothing.
Mm-hmm.
That's the key. You got to go out and get it. You don't ever hear anybody making the next level by saying, "Well, I go in the gym, one time a day for a half hour." No, you always hear them. I get there before school, get there during lunch, get there after school. That's what they've worked for.
Yep.
And the key is work for.
Yeah. So. I think the biggest thing is so I want to think how I want to say this, but like everyone wants to say Steph Curry when he started shooting all those crazy threes. Steph Curry killed basketball. And I would say to an extent, you might be right. Just because kids don't understand, he didn't just wake up and go shoot 40-footers.
Right.
No, he practices that. He shoots 1,000 shots a day. There was one I was reading recently, his trainer, he's gotten to the point where he doesn't count it as a make unless it's nothing but net. If it hits the rim at all, he doesn't count it as a make anymore. So that's the thing. Like, kids turn on TV for those 3 hours and watch him shoot all these crazy shots, but they don't understand for him to perform in that 2 or 3 hours, the 5 or 6 hours where nobody's watching what he's done.
Right.
So to an extent, I would say he did kill basketball because the kids just assume you just wake up and that's how you're supposed to shoot the ball. And if you don't shoot that way, well, guess what? When you shoot that ball in a game, you're coming out.
And just like they back, I'm a lot older than you. They did the 4-corner with no clock.
Yep.
4-2 final scores.
Yeah.
And
that's still happening.
Now, I know, but you know what I'm saying. But in the higher level, it doesn't. The college level, it doesn't. And everybody, oh, that's coaching. Okay.
No.
But to me, when they brought that clock in, everybody rolled their eyes.
That's coaching.
Everybody rolled their eyes and this kind of thing. Mm-hmm. And I thought, let's go. That's how you get better by. Let's go play.
So let's go ahead and take our final break of the hashtag Run 302 podcast episode 4, and we'll be right back. Welcome back to the hashtag Run 302 podcast, season 1, episode 4. It's not for everyone, or I.N.F.E for short, and that's what I always use on all our hashtags. Once again, we're back with the head of school, Mr. Donald Porter. Always appreciate his time. Always appreciate him being here.
And Mr. AJ Foy, Coach
so,
AJ.
So we were just leaving off about the schedule that we play as part of, the it's not for everyone. Everyone, and obviously everyone can't play the schedule we play. Not everyone's skilled enough. Not everyone's good enough to play the schedule we play. But the other thing I was talking about, and we covered this a lot on last episode, episode 3, the noise. About all the negative talk about us.
Right.
That, there's a good chance, if you decide to come here, that there's going to be some naysayers. There's going to be some people that discourage you from doing it. But that's just the way it is.
Well, and once again, you got to look at your reality and your future,
And your circle.
Absolutely. What's around you. But if you look at it, one of the things I've been told in the past, I don't want to leave my friends.
Yep.
While my friends are at this school, I don't want to leave my friends because whatever. And I say to them point blank, the scholarship that you're going to get, because we pray you're going to get, isn't going to be you and your friends.
Yep.
You're going to have to make a decision to get up and go. So you need to make it in your best interest, in your time frame, so you can get better. And that's not, senior year to the point where now I can't leave my friends.
Yep.
It's hard. It's one of the hardest things we do. Everybody.
Yep.
It's harder to break those things off. But at the end, if that guy or that gal is not saying, go get it, let's go get it.
He ain't your friend.
Yeah, no,
They ain't for you.
no, they're not in that
They
circle.
got their.
You don't want
You're
them
in
there.
you're in their life for their own reasons.
Right,
And
right.
it's not your best interest.
And like we said earlier, we don't. And the other show, we don't live moments. We want to live a lifetime.
Yep.
We want to figure it out. Let's get this figured out here. And when you make that comment, I understand it wholeheartedly. I get it all. But you've got to also understand that you're not taking no one with you when you go. I mean, we pray that maybe 2 or 3 of our guys go to the same college. I don't know.
Yeah.
But
And we might have that happen.
and I know. I didn't say that. You said that. We might have that happen. But if that happens, that's great. But that is a anomaly. It's not.
Yeah. It's not the norm.
No.
Not the norm.
No.
At all.
And when I say that to one of them, the parent was like, yeah, it makes sense.
And it's just like it's I don't know. I don't know how I want to say this, but it almost feels like because like everything we're asking these kids to do. All right, yeah, we're asking you to, like you said, just like you just said, leave your friends that come here for a new experience. Do all this stuff. Be in the gym, live in the gym, go to a small school, travel all over the place, play all these prep schools. Do a 5th year, all those things. I lived it. I did it.
Yeah.
I went from Lake Forest, Felton, Delaware, to Burlington, New Jersey. Not a single friend at that new school. I had to make them. I had to make the whole friend. And thank God I did, because I have friends now that 3 of my teammates were groomsmen in my wedding.
Right.
So I'm rocking my buddy's company right here, the Detail Academy. So I made friends for a lifetime when you get there, and that was through sports. And that's what I would say is you can make new relationships.
Well,
There's a bond.
And it's
There's
also a
bond.
part of you having to grow.
Yeah.
I mean, it's to the point where, like, we're sitting here doing this in front of the camera and the microphones. We do that too with our players.
Yeah.
So you've got to be able to have that relationship with everyone around you, but also know when to walk away or to break it apart, because it's reality.
Yeah.
I mean, it's real.
Yep.
I mean, when you go to college, it's real.
Yep. And then, I can talk on the 5th year. I can talk about how it helps your academics, how it gives you an extra year to grow, your body to grow, your mind to grow, you to mature, because I did it.
Yeah.
And it worked out. I went to college based, on that 5th year. I wouldn't have if I only did 4, but I did on the 5th year.
And I think that there's the 2 things that you touched on. One was, helping out with that GPA a little bit, but even maturing is the massive.
Yeah.
It's just becoming that better person and learning how to do things the right way.
Yeah, absolutely.
Etiquette.
Everything in life is, bedside manner.
Yeah.
Like we talk about, me and him talk about this all the time off the air or whatever, just between our conversations. You can almost tell someone anything if you tell it the right way.
Yeah.
Versus you can almost tell someone nothing if it's always the wrong way.
Yep.
There's always bedside, like a doctor, we always say the doctor bedside manner. Like there's doctors that they come in, they're telling you you're dying, and the way they say it, you almost want to thank them the way they've said it.
Right.
But then you have doctors that just don't care, and they're going to be like, well, you're dying. There's something, you
Yeah,
got a year,
go.
a year, you got 6 months, you're about to expire, or whatever it is.
Write it down, figure it
out.
out.
We can. Good luck. And by the way, here's the bill.
Yeah.
So
let's not hold hands
so
and
everything
pray
in
about
life,
it. So
everything in life, every conversation can be had if you know how to say it, and that's all but by maturing. You have to be in those situations and say the wrong thing sometimes first, and then grow to the point where, okay, I've been here before, I've experienced this before. Now this is what I say the right way.
Well, there was
This is
that
how-
one time a while back, and I'm not going to say names, but the microphone was put in one of our players' face after he'd done something great on the court, and
Yep.
it was just like nothing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Hey, you hit that shot. How do you feel? Boom. And I'm like, oh, man, come on, you know. But he never experienced that before.
Yeah.
He never had that. And he was like, not to be scared, but he was like, I don't know what to say. I don't want to make anybody, you know. So he just kind of like, foink, you know, and didn't say nothing.
And even myself, you know, like it's not just the players. Like we both have to grow. You know, everyone
absolutely.
has to grow all the time. And you know, even myself, I've come a long way. A lot of people probably looking at this podcast, oh wow, he can really, you know. But there's a rule I break all the time in this podcast for about public speaking. You're never supposed to say like that. And I do that a lot between my breaks when I'm thinking about, you know, what's the next topic's going to do. I do it a lot. I do. Yeah. But it's something you just have to grow through. But once I get past that, then I'm on it. I'm talking. But
and we like you say, we love what we do.
Yeah,
and that makes
it's easier to talk about when you
know
love what you do.
it's awesome. We love our kids. You know, we love the students and
when they start signing, when those things come through, they're going to be on the podcast. We're going to have some special guests on here very next month or two. I'm very excited about those episodes.
Yeah, I've got like some are getting children. Yeah, it's awesome. It's awesome.
It's going to be amazing. So we're trying to figure out logistically how to do like a round table and have them all on at the same time. That would be awesome. But you know, worst case scenario, we'll do one by one if we have to. But then the other thing I want to talk about is I just did the again. But you know, the other thing I wanted to talk about was the one thing I get a lot out there is when I'm recruiting kids is the facility. You know, it's not, like I said, it's not for everyone. And I get a lot of negativity about our facility. You don't have this great gym. You don't have that. You don't have that. And, you know, I went to a prep school. And even though it was a prep school, at that time, they didn't spend a lot of money on their athletics.
Right.
So they had the older floor. It was it was literally just a circle in the middle with a blue square, and then everything else was the same. You know, they had a volleyball scoreboard. Was their scoreboard? It was just a one line. It just had a score on one side. Each side. Our weight room was non-existent, and I had the greatest experience of my life playing for that coach, with those players. Like I said, they're groomsmen in my wedding. You know, my coach married me. My coach went online and got his, you know, theology degree so he could, you know, marry us. You know, all that stuff. You know, and those are the things. So that's what I'll tell you. It's not about this is what I always tell players. If you're coming here for the facilities, or if you're choosing to go anywhere because of the facility, you're doing it the wrong way. You are. It's about the experience. It's about the experience. It's about the relationships you're trying to build. It's about setting up your life and all those things. And like I said, I created relationships there that will be a lifetime relationship. I've created moments and experiences that'll be lifetime that I'll remember forever.
Well, one of the things we've been saying too is that we wanted to do it the right way, but we want our students and our athletes to experience what it's going to look like. Mm-hmm. Well, we spend more money on what it's going to look like out there for our students than we do. Exactly. And that's and we choose that because we want our students, we want that athlete to be able to say, hey, look, I've done that. I've seen this. You made the comment that I don't say it out loud a lot, but it's very expensive to travel. Yeah. We could take that and stay locally and put all that back into our facility, which, I mean, hey, that's great and wonderful.
It would add up.
And it's great and wonderful. Yeah. But is that doing anything for no, it's not. You know,
because at the end of the day, college coaches ain't coming down here to see you. Ain't happening. So we have this beautiful, you know, brand new floor.
We had one coming and they canceled on us. Remember, the team did, not the coach.
Yeah, we did have one. But
that's okay. We'll not stay.
Digress,
exactly. We won't go there.
I digress on that. But yeah, I mean, we could have this beautiful gym and all that stuff, and it'll look good. It'd be fun to play on, whatever, and you whatnot. But at the end of the day, it's not going to do anything productive for you.
And we have everything we need.
Yeah, we have everything we need.
We have everything we need. It's not everything we want.
And we've come,
but it's everything we need.
And when you've come from humbling beginnings, like we talked about in the origin, the very first episode, when we talked about we had to, you know, gracefully we had, you know, Derek and Wayne on our side. Absolutely. And we were able to practice in the Boys and Girls Club and have our home games in the Boys and Girls Club.
It was a great home court, too, because all the lines. You remember all the lines?
Yeah, all the lines. Home court advantage.
It had green,
I would say
yellow.
This has some home court advantage.
Exactly.
You know?
Green, yellow, blue, all them lines on that court.
So tell me what you think about this. So our players, I don't know if you've seen me or referred to this or not, but our players this year, our team this year, has lovingly gave our gym the nickname The Dungeon.
Yeah.
Yeah, lovingly. I say lovingly gave
Yeah.
our nickname the Dungeon for
Yeah.
our gym. I might get that done. I might get a little mural of a dungeon
Yeah.
and have it say the Dungeon on one side.
Right.
But no, but we say all that to say it seriously that if you're picking schools based on facilities, you're looking at the wrong things. You're prioritizing the wrong things.
Right.
It's nice. Don't get me wrong.
Right.
Would I love to have a $1 billion gym in there?
Oh yeah,
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, and
But
like
you're
you say,
looking at the wrong
where we've
thing.
came from, this is beautiful to me. I mean,
Yeah.
like I said, I've been here for 11 years, so
I remember when we got it.
Yeah.
We were and we were, because they used this for storage, and we cleaned it all out. And when it was finally open,
Yeah.
and it was all cleared out, and it was open. We got the bleachers out. Oh my, I was ecstatic because we finally had our own. It was ours.
Right.
You say what you want about it,
Right.
but it was ours.
right.
And
And it's what we needed.
Yeah,
Not everything we want, but it's
Yep.
what we needed
What you
at
need.
the time, and
Yep.
it still does everything.
Gets it done.
Yeah,
at the end of the day, if it gets it done, it gets it done.
absolutely, and everything works. Everything's good. I mean, it's. When he says dungeon, it's not a dungeon. To me, it's not. When I look at it, it's heaven. But,
Well, I didn't say that.
No,
I said
I
our
know the
players
kids.
lovingly,
Yeah, but I look at it
called
as heaven when I
but-
walk in there because what we had before.
Yeah.
And every year we try to get better. We change the lighting. We try,
Yeah, put
scoreboard.
LEDs in there. Yeah.
LED.
It's a baby step. Baby
Yeah.
steps. But
Well,
again,
go ahead.
we're
I know what you're going to say.
Again,
I was
we're
going to say the same thing.
Yeah,
exactly.
Again, we're prioritizing. If we
Exactly.
took what we spent in transportation, which the transportation is there to get kids seen, to get kids out there, if we took that money and put it to the gym, we could in 2 or 3 years we'd
it would
have
be
a
all right.
beautiful gym.
Yeah.
But that's not what's important. That's not what's getting the kids offers. That's not what's doing that.
No, the teachers in there are painting the place. We do it
Yeah.
ourselves. I
Yeah.
mean, it's
Exactly.
the way
I
it works.
mean,
Parents get up on
I emptied that one room out. You try to make it the best you can. I emptied the one room out there, put lockers in there, so we have our own home locker room
Right.
and all that stuff. Put whiteboards up, all the so you do what you can with little things there. But again, our priorities are different. Where we're facilitating the money is.
Anybody out there want to give us a call? We'll definitely.
We are willing to name the gym after somebody.
Yeah,
with
yeah.
that being said,
Yeah, no.
What's going on, everybody? Yeah, you probably noticed there's a little bit of a hiccup there. If you've been watching it all the way through, there's a little bit of a change. Obviously, I'm not wearing the same hoodie. Obviously, our head of school is not with us, and obviously there was just a change from what we were talking about to this. And there was a little bit of a difficulty with the camera. We had a little bit of technical difficulties. We pre-record these on a Saturday, and then of course we upload them on Wednesdays. So we'd been trying to figure it out, and we realized there was an issue with the recording from Saturday. So we had to go back over and just record the very end of this over again. So we'll jump right into it. Not to prolong it too long and keep you with us, but the whole title of this podcast so far, the whole title of this episode, season 1, episode 4, I.N.F.E. It's not for everyone. That's what this whole episode's been about. And we'll leave it like this. Before we talk about next week's episode, we'll leave it like this. This isn't for everyone. That's what the whole episode has been about. Playing basketball at Cross Christian, even attending Cross Christian Academy, is not for everyone. All the things that our players are asked to do, all the things that our players have to, overcome, with the traveling, with the 2 or 3 hours travel, with the out train, all those things that we ask them to do. It's all preparing for college. It's not for everyone, but I would say it like this, getting a scholarship in college is not for everyone. Getting a scholarship to play basketball is not for everyone. Getting a scholarship in general in college is not for everyone. Going to college is not for everyone. Being successful is not for everyone. Being a good husband, being a good father, that's not for everyone. You see all these people out here not, being the best that they can be. So while this isn't for everyone, I believe that this experience molds and shapes individuals into who they're supposed to be and into better people. The people who truly embrace this, the people who go all in on this, the people who are about it and they embrace the it's not for everyone mentality, that they're different, that they're built different. The people who do that, the people who 100% embrace this and, live by it, come out better people. They come out better basketball players. They come out better people. They come out better students. And in the long run in their life, they're going to come out, better as well. So with that being said, we'll talk about next episode. Our next episode is still season 1, episode 5. It's going to just be called Stories. We're going to, me and the head of school will be back here next week, and we'll talk about some stories from the road, talk about some memorable stories about past teams that we remember specifically, about those moments, moments and memories, trying to create those that will last a lifetime. Like we said, that's the experience that we offer. We hope to, there's, kids on this team, there's kids in the past that, still talk about certain moments and memories that they shared here at this school, and that's what it's all about. So till then, next week I'll be there.